Bienvenidos una vez más a Encuentros con Cineastas en el Aguilar Film Festival. Una vez más vamos a hablar con un director que compite en la sección oficial y en esta ocasión nos habla desde Alemania. Es el director Frédéric Schuld. Él es el director de, voy a intentar pronunciarlo bien, es en alemán, del SCHORNSTEINSEGLER. Antes de empezar la entrevista me dijo que no lo había hecho del todo mal, que funcionaba. Es algo así como La chimenea de Lot, podría traducirse. Un corto de animación del que, como ya hemos hecho otras veces, no vamos a decir mucho. En esta ocasión es un corto muy breve, entonces vamos a dejar que él diga de qué va, hasta donde él quiera llegar. Pero en resumidas cuentas habla del duro trabajo que sufrían los niños en el siglo XIX para limpiar las chimeneas, de ahí el título. Hello, Frédéric, how are you?
Hello, thanks for having me. I'm happy, and you, how are you?
I'm all right. Welcome to the Aguilar Film Festival.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Well, basically, what I said in the introduction is that your short is very short, and it's better if I don't say, the synopsis, not very much, So I just say that it's about fireplaces and children. Could you go maybe a little bit too far to explain what it's about, your film?
Sure. Yeah, as you said, there's a child in the film and a fireplace, and there's also a little bird. And actually, the film is named after this bird, which is called the chimney swift in American English. And this bird, we have it actually in Germany too. It's called the Mauersegler. And this bird prefers to live in those chimney flues. And so that's why I picked the bird. And also because when I was a kid, I found one of those birds falling down the chimney flue in my grandparents' fireplace. And so this film tells the story about this kid who's about to meet this bird inside of the chimney, because this kid, like it was used in the past in Europe way back, is about to clean this chimney. And so this film is about this encounter between the kid and the bird inside of it.
Básicamente, el film, además, empiezo como termina él. Es un encuentro entre un niño y un pájaro que, bueno, en el título va incluido lo de Swift. Yo lo había traducido mal, tiene que ver con el americano, en el americano inglés, el inglés americano. Es un tipo de pájaro que vive en las chimeneas, que pasa tiempo en las chimeneas, y básicamente va de ese encuentro, ¿no? De esos niños que limpiaban, de un niño en particular que limpiaba la chimenea y que se encuentra con el pájaro. Y eso hace referencia también a un pájaro que encontró en su niñez, que ya tengo preparada la pregunta y le voy a preguntar cómo es la historia esta del pájaro que se encontró en la niñez. I prepared this question for you, and it's related about what you already said, that when you were a child, you found a bird or different birds in your grandparents' house. That's where I read in another interview. Can you tell us the story?
Sure. Yeah, it's one of those places, magical places in my childhood that I loved. Absolutely, was this fireplace, this very old fireplace, and I was there all the time. And one day this bird fell down. So somehow this bird was stuck and fell down into the fire, which was, the bird was lucky to be not hurt, so it flew away. But this incident was really stuck in my head, and I so many years later, I wanted to make a film about it. So that's why we have this bird in this film, actually.
So this is the real origin of the film. I mean, this remember that you had these memories.
Yes, that's right. That's one of the initial moments that inspired this film, but not only, of course, but later I did some research on this topic of children who cleaned those chimney flues, and I combined those two elements because, of course, the bird lives inside of the chimney flue, and the kid is forced to do the work inside. So it was obvious to me to combine those two elements together.
Sí, efectivamente hay una historia de cuando él era crío. Lo describe como un lugar mágico, ¿no? La chimenea de la casa de sus abuelos. Y dice que cayó un pájaro de la chimenea y tuvo suerte de no quemarse, obviamente. Lo cierto es que a él le impactó aquella historia, aquella visión de aquel pájaro cayendo y salvándose finalmente. Y bueno, y eso lo retomó para esta historia. Obviamente no es solamente eso, la película juntó ese recuerdo que se había quedado tan vívido en su memoria y lo juntó con una investigación que hizo sobre los niños que limpiaban en las chimeneas en el siglo XIX y juntó, pues, bueno, eso, la historia de esos niños con ese recuerdo del pájaro junto con su memoria de la niñez. How was the creative process to do the film, to do the animation?
You mean the animation craft or
Yeah, that's right,
the storytelling? Yeah. Okay. The process was that first of all, I worked on this text. So I took this text out of a book. It's called The Climbing Boys, by an author named Kathleen Strange. And this text is an interview with a master chimney sweeper. So that's the guy who is finding those kids and hiring them or forcing them to go inside, because an adult doesn't fit inside the chimney. So there's a need to have a little kid to do it. And this interview I took and tried to find a voice who can speak this interview, so that the impression comes up that the master himself is speaking. And after this, I edited it a bit down to a little structure, and I made a storyboard which told about those two perspectives: the perspectives from the bird and the perspectives from the child. And then I had two animators helping me, making the animation work and putting in the color. First of all, I took some coal, which was fitting the suit from the chimney, you know, this black powder, and I made a brush for TV Paint, for the software in the computer, to make those drawings. Some of them were done on paper, and some of them were done in the computer, and I combined it. And so that's why the look, how the look was created. And in the end, there was some sound, which I did with my sound designer, and finally some music. So that was the whole process.
Sorry, what did you say about the sound? Sorry, I didn't understand about the sound.
That was the last step. In the end, I did some sound effects, some sound design. I recorded some original sounds inside of chimneys, and put together the whole soundscape.
All right.
Yeah.
Bueno, básicamente el proceso creativo ha sido una serie de pasos. Empezó por el texto, que está basado en un libro, en una entrevista, y a partir de ese texto hizo una estructura, y finalmente de esa estructura creó la perspectiva del pájaro y la perspectiva del niño. Para ello le ayudaron dos animadores. Y luego realmente utilizó el papel y también utilizó la computadora, el ordenador, para ello. También eso hace que sea particular, digamos, visualmente el corto. Y lo último ya fueron los sonidos, que era lo que no había entendido muy bien, que me había dicho, que los sonidos los grabó él mismo, los grabó en el interior de la chimenea y los incorporó a la animación. Al final, ese fue el último paso. How long did it take you to complete the film?
Oh, it took several months to make this film. When I count everything together, of course, I didn't do it like every day of those months. But it was a very long time process. It started years ago, and it took me some time to figure out the real story. And finally, I found in the research the right interview from that time, the original interview, which I could use. And before that, I even had different ideas with the chimney because, yeah, you have to understand that the idea was to make a film about the chimney and about this bird. And then after or during the research, only I got the very specific content idea about finding and telling about this relationship between the master and the kid, which of course, I hope I don't spoil anything now, but of course it's the very same person. And this was for me a very fascinating moment when I read this text, and I was very struck to make this particular idea into the final idea of the movie. And from there, the production time, so really doing the animation and the sound, this was the shortest episode of the whole thing.
All right. Básicamente fue un proceso largo, pero el proceso largo, que duró años en realidad, tiene que ver con eso, con moldear la idea que tenía, ¿no? Porque en un principio no iba a hablar de pájaro ni de niños, iba a hablar de la chimenea, era de lo que le daba vueltas a lo de la chimenea. El texto ese del que hemos hablado, de la entrevista del pájaro, es la que digamos, le dio la gran idea de efectivamente hacer el corto, y se puso a ello. Y luego el proceso creativo del corto, de lo que hemos hablado que hizo, ¿no? Desde que encuentra el texto hasta que lo completa, fue un proceso más o menos de 7 meses, ¿no? No todos los días, pero duró más o menos 7 meses. Pero dice que efectivamente encontrar la idea central, la idea definitiva para realizarlo, duró mucho más tiempo que hacer el corto en sí. What are your references to animation?
You mean artistic references to other films? Yeah.
Yeah.
I have, in this particular case, I was thinking a lot about William Kentridge, who is an animator, but he's also a theater maker, and he's a painter. And he's a writer. He's a very multiple talent. And I like very much his political work in South Africa and how he's dealing with everything and combining everything. And I like this idea about animation, that you're able to combine all those different crafts into one film without really using a film camera. So everything is coming from a very, very different art craft. And I think, yeah.
No, sorry, the name is William Kentridge, you said?
Kentridge, yes, exactly.
All right. No, sorry, but I catch you. Go on, if you wanted to say something else.
No, I think that's the most important inspiration, actually, yeah.
For this, yeah. Sí, la inspiración, digamos, le he preguntado por sus referentes. Dice que en particular en este film, si hay alguna persona que le ha influido, es William Kentridge, que, bueno, es pintor, es animador, hace diferentes trabajos que a él le han influido bastante, y además sin usar la cámara, ¿no? Que es la forma en la que en particular en este corto, bueno, le ha servido, ¿no? de inspiración. And finally, the last question is, are you currently doing more short films?
Yes, I want to continue doing short films, but for now, I work on long films.
All right.
So I'm writing actually a script for a long film, and I hope to, in between, I can do a short film again. Yeah.
Okay. Bueno, le he preguntado si estaba haciendo más cortometrajes, si iba a hacer más cortometrajes, y me ha dicho que sí, que efectivamente quiere hacer más, pero que justo en este momento está trabajando en un guión para un largo, y que, bueno, dice que between entre este corto y el largo que salga, pues le gustaría hacer otro corto. O sea que en cualquier caso quiere seguir haciendo cortos. Okay, Frédéric, so the interview, it's over. We finish here. So thank you very much for being here today to take time to explain some points about the film, and thank you very much.
Thank you very much for the opportunity. Yeah, it's great.
Y a los que nos ven, como siempre, ya sé que soy un pesado, pero bueno, siempre lo digo, hay que ver el resto de las entrevistas de todos los directores, porque todos tienen cosas interesantes que decir sobre sus films, sobre sus cortometrajes, y por supuesto ver las películas durante el festival. Así que un saludo, bye bye.